Okay, so trading actually went really well today, despite what you saw on stream, which I'll talk about. Basically, I ended up in $1,000 in profit today in my performance accounts and a little bit better than break even in my evaluation accounts because of some human errors that I made. Had nothing to do with my strategies. Strategies did exactly what they were programmed to do. Not that they never have losing days, but if you make errors when you're applying strategies to the chart, you are going to cause yourself to lose trades unnecessarily. So I definitely did that today. And so that's a lesson learned. So let me kind of show you on my screen what I'm talking about and we'll explain what happened. So if we look over here at our P&L for today, this is on Apex. So I have a different machine running Earn to Trade, which I live stream all day, every day. So you can see here, this performance account is up 545. This performance account is up 550. This evaluation account here, 150K, is up 1,525. And then this evaluation here is down 1240. So how is that? Well, that means effectively, because this account is blown as far as Apex is concerned, that is because the account went, it must have been up over $2,250 or over $2,240. Well, let's see. No, it would have been up total of 1250. So the account balance would have been at some point overnight 51,100 or $240 or $260, and then came back and hit the trailing drawdown. I'm still not sure exactly how that happened, but when I came to my charts and looked at my strategies this morning, so that's a strategy that actually runs overnight, I saw that I had misapplied settings in my template and that I had the strategy running multiple times. So that's an error that I also made on Earn to Trade, although it did not harm me as badly. So what do I mean when I say I applied the strategy multiple times? So basically, in NinjaTrader, what you can do if you want to apply a strategy to a chart, you right click on the chart, hit strategies. Let's just show that real quick. Right click, hit strategies. And then you can take, let's say, this strategy and you can apply it to the same chart multiple times. And you can apply it to the same account or different accounts. Right? So we can come in here and apply it to the same account 3 times. So what does that mean when you do that? Well, of course, it's going to be taking that same trade 3 different times. And if you're not careful, you can make this mistake, end up with a good strategy, but your position size being too large. And so that's what happened. Also, sometimes in this strategy window that you open up on the chart, it will only show you one strategy applied to this chart. You really can't see all the strategies that are applied unless you look over here in the control center. So I had applied the strategy multiple times and I had not applied my template. So I have these templates that I use. Where is the window that has my templates in it? Oh, there we go. Load. There we go. So you can apply different templates. I had not applied my templates that I had back tested. So I ended up blowing that account because of a human error. And I'll talk about that on Earn to Trade. I did the same thing on Earn to Trade today. As far as the trades that worked successfully because I set them up properly, these trades were all copied between my performance accounts and my other surviving evaluation account with ApexTraderFunding. And these are the executions here. So we took this short here, one contract on my PAs, one contract here, one contract here, and 3 contracts on my 150K account, since it can survive a lot more risk. Three contracts is probably still too big, but that's how we ended up with this $2,500 in profit total over here. Now on Earn to Trade, I want to walk through what happened there because we can actually see what happened live on Earn to Trade. So we'll come over here and take a look. So we're looking at Earn to Trade. Let's take a look at the first trade execution. And you'll see we almost get stopped out of this trade. We'll play it back at 2x speed. Now, these streams are up every day. They're not meant to be entertaining. They're meant to be documentation for these strategies so we can see exactly what happened. And also, it's a protection. Really, anybody that's trading with a prop firm should be streaming. Again, not for entertainment or to get an audience, but in case there is an error that causes you to lose your account, you want to have proof of that. I know Apex doesn't often do it, but I have had accounts restored before because I had a connection issue and was not in control of the trades that were happening on my account at all due to a connection issue between them and Rhythmic. So you want to have that for documentation. And it's also good in terms of automation to be able to come back and look and say, hey, this strategy, was it supposed to do that? Because NinjaTrader is not very good at showing you what actually happened in a trade after the fact. If you disable a strategy and re-enable it, it's going to show the executions happening in a different place. It's not. You can always find the exact executions in RTrader. You can, at least you can find the prices that you entered and exited, but it won't associate them to a strategy. At least I don't have a way of finding that at this point. Maybe it exists. So here we're on trade 2. I'm taking a short in this range, aiming back down near the lows, near the body of these 2 candles. So we'll fast forward. We know that trade wins, and so everything's fine up until this point. So this particular strategy is set up with specific targets and stops for the 8:30 to 10 a.m. window. And then after 10 a.m., the strategies stop. So you'll see what happens. We'll get into the third trade here. And again, 8:30 to 10 a.m. window, we're still within that. And so, because it's 9:30 or so at this point. So it's taking that trade appropriately. And this target is the target that we want to be looking for. It's a 10-point target. So you can see what happens here is we come down and we're going to hit that 10-point target. Now look at this. This contract here and this one here missed the target. They all got filled at the same price, which is good. But the additional trades, the targets are in the wrong spot because, as I was explaining earlier, what I do is I come in here, go into strategies. I will apply the strategy multiple times, and then apply templates based on the time window. So we have a time window here, right? So we go in here, and we're going to say, all right, let's take this time window from 8:30 to 10 a.m., and it's going to adjust the time there and adjust the target and the stop size based on what we know will work best for that time of day. So I did that, and then I left the other 2 templates untouched. So it ended up taking trades during times when it was not supposed to, basically. So I ended up getting filled on 3 contracts, which is too much size for an account, for a $50,000 account. And because the targets and stops were not in the correct place, I didn't get filled. Sometimes mistakes work in your favor, and I very nearly got filled on these targets down here, and then that, of course, would have been really nice. And it would have, in fact, I would have passed the account today had those targets been filled. But human error happens. We do need to be conscious of that, though, because any edge that you have in the market is going to be very thin. So the reason automation is great is because it enables you to execute those strategies, execute on that edge perfectly, as perfect as can be. When you make even a small error, you take a little bit off of that edge, and it's very hard still to be profitable when you remove a factor from your edge. Again, edges are very narrow, so you have very little wiggle room for mistakes. So this error is not good. So I have a checklist at this point every day that I need to make sure that I'm doing specific things to make sure that all of my templates are applied correctly. So I'm going to make sure to do that. Now I came back to my computer. I happened to be watching the stream when this happened, and I really considered strongly closing this trade while I was in profit, but I didn't, because at this point I didn't know what the error was that I had made. So I wasn't sure if it meant my odds were better or worse, or if I'm going to manipulate my edge in the correct direction or in the incorrect direction by closing the trade. So obviously in hindsight, it would have been nicer to have closed the trade somewhere while it was down here in profit, but I didn't do that. So now just to kind of show you what I'm talking about with the strategy templates not being applied correctly, I do come in here and you can see that it was not, I had meant to set it up for using a 12 to 1 p.m. So rather than having overlap between 10:30 a.m. Or 8:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. by having like these two templates here applied at the same time, which means multiple contracts being entered into the same trade. What we would want to do in reality is have applied one strategy for this time window, another strategy for this time window, another strategy for this time window. So that's what I meant to do. And that's the reason why the earn to trade account today is basically break even. So yeah, so that's what happened today. Overall, though, really good day. It's always good to learn to see these mistakes happen and be able to figure out what it was that was the mistake and make a correction to that going forward. Still, like I said, really a very good day. Thanks for watching. Take care.